Well, hey everyone, welcome to day 3 of my Sardine Fast. I did make a video yesterday on day 2, but it was really late, it was difficult to see, and to be honest, I got super busy today and didn't put it through, so apologies on that one. Day 3 it is. Look, to be honest, day 2 was a little bit challenging, I must admit. I was struggling a little bit to enjoy or get any enjoyment out of sardines, but I certainly wasn't hungry as I was going through it at all. It was really still, it was more the temptation and just looking at things in the cupboard, and you make a meal and then there's just something left and you just pop it into your mouth. So it was things like that that were more challenging, not for the actual hunger. And that brings me to a key point as I'm dishing out today's. I've already pre-prepared some earlier. That's an interesting point, because like I said on day 1, it really does help you to stop and think, am I really hungry, or am I just sort of in the habit of eating? And the habit of eating's crazy, right? Like, if you look at all the research, historically, I mean, obviously as hunters and gatherers, we really didn't, we ate when we could, and if it was once a day, happy days, you were lucky. Even in most recent times, up until sort of 200 years ago, we weren't eating 3 times a day, we're eating once or maybe twice. It's only really in the last sort of 50, 60 years that we've got into this habit of not only eating 3 times a day, but then having snacks on top of that too. And that's a real killer. Just constantly putting this food in is what raises your insulin levels and actually makes it really difficult for your body to not only use the stored body fat, but to use the fat that you're putting in, which by fat I mean any type of sugar, which is bread, rice, pasta, breakfast cereals, potatoes, a whole range of things, right? Because they get converted into sugar. That sugar, the body can only handle a couple of teaspoons of sugar in its blood circulation before it starts to get the case of diabetes. So it's constantly insulin shunting the sugar, converting it into glycogen and putting that into the actual cells themselves, which then just means your fat cells get full, they can't handle anymore, and they go, oh, we're out. And that's when you have problems with not only insulin resistance, but fatty liver and high blood pressure and those sorts of things. So that's one of the challenges. The other challenge too is, which we used to hear all the time, right? Well, eat everything on your plate, Rick. Think of the starving kids in Africa or whatever else. There's times when I wasn't hungry, but I'd think of the starving kids and eat them. Or my other one, which is my favourite, look, you can finish everything on your plate and then you can have dessert. What is this craziness that we're telling our kids, right? So what we're saying is stuff yourself beyond the point of being full and then whack on some sugar at the end of it. Now, I know it's not easy. We've only got 2 kids. I can't imagine what it's like with 3, 4, 5 plus. What I can say is that we don't want to set our kids up for the same lifestyles we had. And that's a big reason for me doing this, is to reduce my insulin levels, reduce my blood pressure. Weight's not really an issue for me, but hey, I can always lose a couple of pounds of visceral fat, because that's a big difference and something I've been working on for a while now. It's not just body fat, that's only one measurement. It's that deeper visceral fat, which you just get from that protruding stomach and those sorts of things. So that's why I'm doing this. And as I said on day 1, it's also giving me appreciation of more food. What's this? Well, it's powdered chili. Massive chili fan. Would put it on everything if I could. And to be honest, it makes the sardines taste a heck of a lot better. So numerous health benefits for doing this. So many that, if you just look at Dr. Boz or Dr. Berg or Dr. Stan Ekberg, Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas, these guys have really done some phenomenal research in this area, and all of the studies that are coming out that have been well peer reviewed, and not just, I'm not talking anecdotal, but there's studies and there's studies, right? You can come out with whatever findings you like. But these guys have really looked at it in detail and studied patients. I mean, Dr. Pradeep's been a cardiovascular surgeon for the best part of 30 years. So he knows what's going on and what works and what doesn't. That's why I'm tucking into my sardines. It's easy, it's simple, and one last thing. That's what makes it so good, because you're not thinking about food all the time. You'll be amazed if you do this or any other type of intermittent fasting, how little you have to think about food. You think about what you're going to eat, you think about how you're going to prepare it, you think when you're going to have it. There's planning, there's all this time and effort and energy. That didn't take very much. I just opened the can, chipped it in the bowl, and away you go. I did actually try heating it yesterday in the fry pan. Wasn't for me. It's okay, but I prefer mine cold. I actually like it out of the fridge. All right, bon appetit, guys. Enjoy your sardines or hopefully this will inspire you to make some health changes in your life. Speak to you soon. Not bad. Okay, take care.